All right, man. It's the end of a ugly day. It's the end of Seattle Seahawks. Bust them up. I mean, damn, they got to the business. They did it. They came through. They put it on them. I mean, this don't make. I mean, it's still a shock. But congratulations on this game because I mean, we made it to the Super Bowl. So congratulations, Patriots, despite the loss. Oh man, damn, bro. Ugly loss, man. Ugly loss. But nevertheless, guys, O line gave it up. Give it up for him. God bless the truth. It was just not good for us with that combination we went into battle with. Definitely not good for the O line. Will Campbell giving up 14 pressures. Sacked 6 times tonight. No time in the pocket. Then when he did have time, it was not comfortable in the pocket. So it didn't look good at all. Did not look good at all. And I expected, and it was defense the first 3 quarters. It was defense. Defense held it down, but offense was nowhere to be found. There was nowhere for the offense. I mean, God, gee. But in the end, Seattle defense did their job. They dominated, guys. Seahawks dominated to the tune 29-13. 3 turnovers. And they capitalized off of 2 of them. And it was over with. There was nothing that the Patriots could do. And Campbell, he just gave it up. He just couldn't get right on that end for nothing. Now maybe this is the experience he need, but that defense just was dominant, too dominant. He gave up too much pressure. And then the other one, the other rookie, right next to him, he got bull rushed. There was man, hold on. There was no way. Hold on. All right. The heartbreak in Santa Clara, guys. Super Bowl 60 instant reaction, right? Listen, it's late, it's painful, and it's not the result we stayed up for. Welcome to the special Super Bowl edition of the Late Night Blitz on Clutch Sports Media 365. I'm your host, and tonight, the dream of a seventh ring stays a dream. Point blank. The New England Patriots fall to the Seattle Seahawks 29-13. 12 years after Malcolm Butler made the play of a lifetime, the Seahawks got their revenge. They didn't just win, they suffocated us. Drake made the dark side defense and the Jason Myers leg from hell were breaking down the good, the bad, and the absolute ugly of Super Bowl 60. Let's get into the blitz. What went wrong? The offensive wall. We have to talk about the O line. Drake May was running for his life. From the first whistle, 6 sacks. Mike McDonald's defense brought the house, and we had zero answers. We went scoreless through 3 quarters. You can't win a Lombardi like that. You give up 14 pressures on that side of the ball, on this side of the line, the left side. It wasn't like the right side didn't have his fair share, but the rookie side definitely was a false start. Bradbury had a holding. Then we had a turnover. The Nwosu pick six was the dagger. May was trying to make something happen with a spoon, gets the hit, and just like that, we're looking down at a 29. Oh my goodness. By the time you look right, it was just horrible. 29 points. That play drained the life out of the sideline. But we're able to get something. 13. Finished with 13. Now, the dark side defense, I got to give credit where it's due. Seattle's defense looked like the 2000 Ravens tonight. They took away the ball. They took away the deep ball to Mac Hollins, until it was too late and kept Ramondre bottled up for most of the night. And we seen Travion try and do stuff. They stopped us on a 3rd and 1. It was 4th and 1, and Vrabes punted the ball away. All we did was punt. And then when we did have time, Drake was so uncomfortable and anxious that it was no, he wasn't comfortable. You can tell. This was a teachable moment. I just hate that it had to happen in a Super Bowl. Now there's a silver lining. There's some silver lining if there's anything to happen. Gonzo is elite. Christian Gonzalez is the best corner in the league, period. Those 2 goal line breakups against Shaheed and JSN, that's the only reason this wasn't a 40-13. He did his job. Period. Point blank, period. Point blank, period. The man stood it tall. Mays Griff. Drake didn't quit. 295. 2 late scores to Hollins and Stevenson. He's the future, even if tonight was a nightmare learning experience. He's 23 years old. He'll be back on the stage. Okay. This is the beginning of it's the beginning. Now looking, we're all hurting, guys. Mike Vrabel almost did the impossible in year one. We won the AFC East. We hosted playoff games, and we got back in a big dance. It's a 17-4 season. That matters. But tonight, Seattle was the better team. Sam Darnold, the ultimate redemption story. Didn't make mistakes. He did not. Jason Myers hit 5 field goals. They played perfect, boring defense masterpiece. We got Seahawks in reverse. They did their thing. They was dominant. Got to give it to them. They put up a hell of a damn game. You cannot. I mean, guys, they when I heard back in August, the teams, they were one of the teams that defense was talked about besides Minnesota, San Fran, that were picked to be in the Super Bowl this year. And to see them in the Super Bowl and actually play them in the Super Bowl and watch them bully the O line in the Super Bowl was one thing. I mean, literally, they bullied the O line. They literally dominated up front. We had this talk in training camp in the beginning when Vrabes first took over, and he told the O line, impose your will. Before the Minnesota preseason game, it was impose your will. And here we are at the Super Bowl, the biggest stage, and the offense looked flat. Now, granted, you can look at the Denver game and see that it was a not so, fly high offense because it was late blooming in the Texans game. It was strikes in that game. But when you face the defense like that was like you got dominated. And Drake, he did exactly what you expected him to do. He judged late. He didn't take off running when needed, and then when he did, that was a fumble. But when he got comfortable throwing down the field, it was an interception. And then that hit that it came, oh my goodness, that turned the ball over. Guys, wait, where is it? The Nwosu pick six, the dagger. Okay, the Witherspoon got the hit, and just like that, it was going to the house. I was like, wait a minute, what is that? Wait. What the? Didn't believe it, but that's wow. Their defense did their job. Their offensive line did better than ours. It stood tall against our front. It did. We got to Darnold. Yes, we did. We got a sack on Darnold, but it was not nearly 6 sacks like they did Drake. They got to Drake 6 times. They forced a fumble. And then they capitalized off of each of the turnovers. So this dark side defense, give credit to where credit is due. Seattle's defense looked like the 2000 Ravens tonight. They took away the deep ball and kept the running game bottled up for the most part tonight because Drake had 37 yards rushing. And majority of all the yards that the Patriots got was in the fourth quarter because the first three quarters of the night, it was so, oh my goodness, there was no offense. It was all punts, literally punts. We got the ball back to start the third quarter and go 3-and-out. We literally did a toss to Travion. He gets 9 yards. It's 2nd and 1. They try to run it. It goes nowhere. Zero. They try, I think, a pass, and it's incomplete. So now it's 3rd and 1. And they go for it, I think a run, and they don't get it. And 4th and 1, and Braves calls, come on off, and he doesn't go for it. Now, I know it's the Super Bowl, but you're down. You gotta, this is where you kind of gamble, you trust your offense, it's 4th and 1. You need to do something. But, you know, at that moment, it's almost like, damn, it's like, shit, we got here. We know we got to work on because this is like, wow. Our defense played lights out, though. They did their job. I got to give it to the defense. Shout out to our defense. They got stops. They held them to 3 points, then 6. And then by the half, it was 9-0. Then it was 12-0. And then the turnovers. Oh, that's when it got dirty. And that's when you knew you had to score. The inability to score is what shows, well, damn, you're ahead of your time. New England is ahead of the time, ahead of schedule, right? But there's no excuse for your inability to score. Period. You got to the Super Bowl. You showed that you can get down the field and drop it in the breadbasket to Mac Hollins in the end zone to score. Where was that in the first quarter? Gonzo, he's elite. May late in the game was able to get the ball down the field for 2 late scores, but that was late in the game. By the time we get to the fourth quarter, we shouldn't be trying to play this ball, hero ball, because guess what? You're going to make mistakes. And what he did, folks, he turned the ball over. He's credited with 2 interceptions. One of them, he had been testing that water, just tossing it up. He had been testing the water. And what happened? He threw it up there, and and come on, Drake. And I know we're going to, guys, it's his first Super Bowl, 2nd year. Is our act like it's our first time being there because this is a new team. It's not the Patriots like Tom Brady Patriots. Okay, it's not that. But I did expect a better performance. That's the whole. That I think that's what we are looking at. I think that's what everybody's going to be looking at this Super Bowl like. They got all the way there, and this is how it end up because the turnovers is why the points is like that. If we didn't have the turnover, then the margin is different. But the impossible, guys, they did the impossible. Listen, year one, they won the AFC East. They hosted playoff games. They got back to the big dance. It was a 17-4 season. That matters. It matters that they got someplace where You got to understand they wasn't supposed to be. You can say, yeah, easy road or whatever, but they wasn't supposed to take the easy road neither. This was this was it. We found out. We faced the music. We faced the music, and these guys know. I think we're back. I think we're back. Like this is the this fuels something that ignites even more. And I think in this all season with the moves that we're gonna make, guys, we're back because that line tonight cost us opportunities. That game could have been won. Period. Point blank. Our defense did a phenomenal job getting stops. It held them to field goals. 5 field goals. They got one offensive touchdown. One. Donald threw one offensive touchdown. And that was to the guy we knew was going to get it. Cooper Cup was the leading receiver. JSN was covered by Gonzo. Gonzo's pretty much kept it clamped. Shaheed, he made a little noise. But that running game, they pounded the ground, and rightfully so because they lost Charbonnet, and Kenneth Walker was like, yeah, he's going to run. He ran for 100 yards in all of their playoff games. And that man ran for 100 against us. That's the difference. Sam Darnold didn't have to do much in that game. He threw for 202, a touchdown. But the Patriots pretty much shot their damn self in the foot. Listen, they shot damn self in the foot. Line couldn't stop nothing. They couldn't block. They couldn't block. Drake didn't help himself at all either. I'm gonna give Drake. I can't let Drake off the hook, and not just because wait you didn't, you know, your line was bad, but because you know your line's bad, and then the fact that your defense is out there saving the day. You're watching the defense go out there and save the day. Christian Gonzalez, guys, best corner in the league. Period. Two goal line breakups against Shaheed and JSN. The only reason it isn't a 40-13 game, he did his job. The defense did their job. I'm saying it's year one. We did win the AFC East. We hosted the playoff games. We hosted some of them. We faced some top defenses. We gave up 26 points in those games. We had an ugly AFC championship game. That was the sign that, hey, you know what? We're going to struggle. Seattle, they're a good team. I got to give them their props. They're a really good team. It showed tonight. But where the hell was our offense? It wasn't, it showed up in the fourth quarter in pieces. And by the time it did, it was too late. We had already initiated self-inflicted wounds, a fumble, an interception, a sack interception. That's what you want to call that, a sack interception. Come on. I mean, a O line that couldn't block and give time for Drake to get comfortable. And then when he did get time and was supposed to be comfortable, there wasn't no sense of, I mean, he just was jittery. The kid was sitting there, get jittery in the pocket. I mean, oh my goodness. Guys, we dropped an egg in the Super Bowl. We literally dropped a nasty bomb in the Super Bowl. I wouldn't call us frauds. I wouldn't say we're that bad. We're not frauds. Okay, I wouldn't say we're frauds. I wouldn't say that. However, it's bad. It's really bad when you know that your O line, and that's why I can point some blame towards my quarterback because, dude, you knew the O line was bad. You knew you was going to have to use your legs. That's the advantage you have being a somewhat mobile quarterback. Instead of sitting back there trying to pocket pass or whatever the hell you were trying to do, because when you did decide to run, that's when the ball ended up on the ground. And why nobody decided to at least try and jump on the ball? Nobody. I mean, come on. We can't blame, we just can't sourly blame the damn offensive line because you know what? Nobody wanted to jump on the ball. So we got to own this one and take this one to the off season because this one is going to sting. This is going to sting. It's going to sting. A 29-13 loss, guys. 29-13 loss. The Patriots make the playoffs for the first time 6 years. The first time the Patriots make the playoffs. The first time the Patriots been in the Super Bowl since 2018, guys. And guess what? A rematch of the 2015 Super Bowl, and it's the Seahawks, and they completely dominate the Patriots. And no, it was a one-sided affair in this one. Seahawks defense, they they are the dark side. They got to that offensive line, and the offensive line did not answer. They did not answer. Drake May was sacked 6 times, turned the ball over 3 times, guys, 3 times in the Super Bowl. He's been sacked 20 times total, the most in the postseason. The most, the most times. This is, mind you, it's our first time for Vrabes, first time in the Super Bowl. Drake May's second year, first time Super Bowl. So the Patriots do have some bit of hope. It's the first time. Okay, it's the first time. It could be a little worse. But guys, there was some really bad calls missed by the refs. But we can't, I'm not even going to blame the refs for missed calls because, it is what it is. They're going to allow games to play out the way they're going to play out. But you can't tell me you're right there watching this boom punch and there's no flag fly. I don't see the flag fly or nothing. I see the ref look like he's trying to dodge. I see the other ref looking. And yes, Steph shouldn't have grabbed the face mask, but still, we got should have been a penalty anyway. Bam. But This was just horrible, guys. We have, we lost the Super Bowl. We got to take that. And so, I think we'll be back. I think honestly we'll be back. And no, boy, Seahawks fans are they cutting up in Seattle. That's their second ring. That's their second ring, guys. Let them enjoy it. We're gonna go to our regular scheduled program now because oh my. All right. See, he only threw for 202. He had one touchdown. And I'm saying our defense did their job. It was our offense didn't do anything to keep us in there. Our offensive line didn't do enough at all, guys. It wasn't the game was winnable. It was winnable. That game was freaking winnable. I'm just saying. I don't believe we lost that game. That's hard. All right, Drake May and the Patriots offense ran into a dominant Seahawks defense in Super Bowl, which led New England suffering its biggest loss of the season. Yep, you got to give it up. There's a dominant defense. I got to give it to them. All right, so they're gonna have the Super Bowl in SoFi next year. So it's gonna be on ESPN next year in SoFi. So we got to go to LA, y'all. Come on, Patriots. Let's get our bags packed for LA, y'all. Let's get our bags packed for LA. Let's go, Pats. We can get back in the next year. I mean, it wasn't that bad, okay?
And also, too, Joe, you remember what their Achilles heel was for their
that
team
bad.
offense
All
in
right,
2024?
we took a loss tonight.
The inability to protect their quarterback. Those woes surfaced in playoff football. Right, coming into this matchup, they allowed 15 sacks in 3 games. And then you add another 6. That's 21 sacks. In 4 playoff games, including the Super Bowl, Joe, you cannot win like that. And guess what happened? Drake May look like a pedestrian in the pocket. So I'm a bit concerned because they invested a first rounder in Will Campbell. I mean, we had the conversation watching the game today, Joe. Maybe they need to kick Will Campbell inside.
Not maybe.
Yeah.
Not maybe.
But if you do that, now you have a void at the left tackle spot. So I'm a bit concerned because what we saw was a Pandora's box open against them in the postseason, and the same thing that caused them issues in playoff play, other teams will utilize and try to do the same thing next season.
So 21 sacks, guys. 21 sacks in 4 playoff. I mean, yeah, he's been sacked 21 times. It was ugly. But listen, you know, we got to fix that line. I'm telling you. And that run game was the one factor. We worked on taking away Olave, but that run game was the one thing they did good. They ran the ball. Wasn't worrying about the freaking pass. They fucking ran the ball down our throat. This is oh my goodness, guys. can come. They got. This is crazy, man. I don't believe we. Oh my goodness, we got all the way there, tonight, and this happened, bro. It just don't feel real. Like I watched this. We called the game, folks, and it just doesn't feel real. And Gonzo, said, "Yo, we came up short. We came up short, bro. That's all it is. We'll be back. That's all we can do is just fight to get back here." And it sucks because this team was ahead of the curve, but this team was talented enough to make it to the Super Bowl, despite a jacked up O line that got exposed today. That O line got bullied. So there you go. Everybody's seen it. Drake May got sacked 6 times. This whole playoffs, he's been sacked. He came into the game sacked 15 times. So now you add 6 more to that tonight. That's 21 sacks. There's no way he was going to be able to do anything. You see, when he gave him enough time, he was able to get Mac Hollins down the field and score. We were able to get that. We were able to get something going for 2-score drives. So it didn't quit, but golly gee Whittakers, guys. Our O-line just didn't handle business tonight. We got outplayed. The defense for Seattle did their business. I gotta give it to them. The dark side, them boys is real. They did their thing. And they ran the ball to the tune of 135 yards rushing. They ran the ball all over us. Like I said, we was stopping the passing game. We was trying to keep Sam Darnold, make him one-dimensional, when all they had to do was hand it off for Kenneth Walker. Let him do the dirt. Next Gen Stats posted the Seahawks held the Patriots to negative 27 EPA in the Super Bowl, the fewest allowed by any defense in a championship game or Super Bowl in the last 10 seasons. 52.8 pressure rate, highest in a Super Bowl in the since at least 2018. 6 sacks, 0 explosive runs. They dominated us. That defense took advantage of our O-line. They took advantage of the rookies. And Brian, when I tell you they took advantage of the rookies, they punished the rookies. It wasn't even right. All right, so Clint Kubiak would be the next Raiders head coach. So they got a Super Bowl winning head coach. And Mike Graves, man, it was a tough loss, but bruh, we can hold our head up high, guys. We successfully got to the Super Bowl. We lost, but we made it to the Super Bowl. We lost to a damn good opponent in the Seahawks with a good defense. That defense was ferocious. So it's not like and with the exception of the turnovers, if it wasn't for the damn turnovers, it would have been a different game because it was only 19-7. 19-7. You know what I'm saying? We could have scored before it was 19-7. Man, it would have been a different game. Oh boy, here goes the power rankings, guys. Way too early. 2026 power rankings. We're ranked at number 4. They have Broncos ranked number 1. Now, I think that's kind of crazy. They got the Broncos ranked number 1, Rams 2, Seahawks, who just won the Super Bowl 3, 4, Patriots 5, the Eagles, 6 is the Bills, 7 is Jags, 8 is the Ravens, 9 the Chargers, 10 Bears, Chiefs at 11, Texans 12, the Lions 13, Green Bay at 14, and then the Niners at 15, Burrow and the Bengals at 16. They're gonna be a monster. And we gotta see then the Giants at 19. Where is the Saints? You see the Saints. Oh, 26. Gonna be interesting. Where they got the Raiders at 30. All right. Jets at 32. They got the Jets ranked last. And the Dolphins, where are y'all ranked? 28. Well, that's all right. 27 for the Titans. And they call these the way too early 2026 power rankings. I must agree they are way too early. But damn, guys. Seattle gets a win. Oh my goodness. I'm not shocked. I'm not. I'm a little watching the game. I'm more of like, we did our thing. We did what I expected. Like the offensive line was the main concern. Like when I seen from the offensive line and knowing that our defense had a chance to keep it in there, that's what I was like, I can't do that. That was like, we got to have, come on. We needed help. The damn O-line needed help. And the season comes to the end. And yes, the champions are the Seahawks. Congratulations, Seattle. Congratulations. You guys are the champions. Congratulations, K. Walker, K9 for the MVP. The first running back since Terrell Davis, 1998. 135 yards rushing tonight. They put the ball in his hands, him on his back, and that man ran like a dog. I mean, guys, this is fucking crazy, bro. And Diggs, if he wants to play for the Patriots next year, he said, "Shit, I hope so." Notes, if not fully up to him, bro. He signed it back with us, so he should be back next, unless y'all know something we don't know, because he's under a 3-year contract with the Patriots. Do me a favor, hit that like button, and when you come through the door, sub up to the channel if you don't mind. All right, guys, thank you very much. Appreciate you. But this is crazy. We really did it though. We made it to the Super Bowl, and O-line is the one thing that you see that our defense is official. They were able to hold them 3 quarters. It was 3 quarters before any touchdown. 3 quarters. And it came off the fact that a freaking turnover, which again, we need the O-line to be able to not get bullied, because that game was winnable and reachable. The Seahawks had 28 quarterback pressures in Super Bowl 60, their most in a single game in the next gen stats era. Do you know that 28 quarterback pressures? Listen to me. 28 quarterback pressures. This is crazy work. They brought the boom. All right. They wasn't playing. They knew that line wasn't up to par. They did their homework and they after. And like I said, the defense for the Patriots, they did their job. They did their part. They held them to field goals. They kept them out the end zone. And thank God they did, because it could have been worse than what it was. But the offense, it was stagnant. The offense, guys, was stagnant. There was no offense for the first 3 quarters. You can't win a game like that. And then you pressure 28 times. You turn the ball over 3 times. Sam Darnold has his first ring. Congratulations to Sam Darnold. That's right. The Seattle D did destroy. Look at the line. They are in that. They got in there. They were able to get back there and just have the field day with Drake May. They were able to get back there and have a field day with Drake May, guys. It's not even right. But welcome to that defense is just, they did their thing tonight. And I mean, you can't, I am not mad at them. They did their thing. Our defense held it down. But this man right here, 27 carries, 5.0 average yards a carry, 135 yards. That's the most that they gave up throughout the postseason. That's the most they gave up the entire season in the Super Bowl. They got ran over in the Super Bowl. That is what did it. It wasn't Sam Darnold. That one touchdown he threw, and the fact that he ran all over us but didn't score, still that we still had a chance. You don't turn the ball over. If your line is able to block for you, you have a chance to at least fight. But the fact that you gave up, no pass protection, none. The line just, they were in there. There's one, I gotta find it, where Will Campbell just gets pushed and he just falls back, straight on his back. Guys, Wait, hold on. It is. Here it is. Will Campbell. He's trending too. I hate that he's trending, but unfortunately, Will Campbell's trending. You know, that's my dude, Will Campbell. I love Will Campbell, bro. That's my dude. He's from Louisiana. He went to LSU. You know what I'm saying? My boot, bro. But Will Campbell after tonight, guys. Is he gonna be an Amazon driver? They had a comment apparently floating around. Is my boy going to go Amazon? Champ. We got to see if Will Campbell's going to be. Guys, breaking news. Tua and Kyler Murray are going to get shopped around. They're shopping around some people in the NFL. The Dolphins and Cardinals are shopping Tua and Kyler Murray amid some rebuilds. All right, just letting you know, they will be shopping around. We can get ready for that. Now, Will Campbell, bro. Will Campbell. I mean, bro, I like Will Campbell, dude. Don't get me wrong. But same time, here we go. Look, right here. Watch this. Will is on his backside. Look, on his backside. What are you, right? Come on. You on your backside, dude. And bro. I can't, bro. The Will is on. Watch, guys. Will is on his backside. This is what I'm talking about. Our line got abused tonight. Will Campbell was on his backside. Look at this. This is not even right. Just dominated our line. And I know he came in. He had to face some veterans. He's a rookie. He tried. We gave him, but come on, bro. Next gen stats attributed 14 quarterback pressures allowed to Will Campbell in Super Bowl 60, the most pressures allowed by any player in a game this listen, 14 quarterback pressures allowed. My boy Will Campbell's giving up that pressure tonight. He was over there giving that pressure up tonight, y'all. 14 of them. I don't know what Will was over there doing, but he was not doing his job. And then he was leaving off the field, Buck, and I want him to have that anger, but also I needed to see that anger on the field when we was playing. Now, it's reported that Will Campbell did not and declined. Listen, he declined to take reporters' questions after the game. He didn't want to talk, guys. He knew it was going to be asked the hard questions. All right. Now, it's hard to make an argument with how well Garrett Bradbury played this season, but the best long-term plan is Jared Wilson. Take Wilson because Wilson got abused next door to rookie Will Campbell. You seen that tonight. Wilson got bull rushed, and Will Campbell on that side could not do it. Now they're saying move Jared Wilson to center and Will Campbell to left guard. I mean, dude, we need to figure out something because we should have a different plan because it's time to have some uncomfortable conversation about Will Campbell. Chris Collinsworth pointed out that Drake May is slightly looking over his left shoulder because he knows the weak spot of the O-line. Dude, I'm telling you right here. This is look at him. Look, Will Campbell cannot guard that side, bro. Watch this. He gets beat, and then Wilson comes in to help him out, but he can't do nothing. By that time, it's already too late. Look, where is he? Look, he can't get away. Come on, this is crazy. The line is not giving Drake any time to get anything tonight. Drake was led out to slaughter. Look at this. Watch Will Campbell. Will Campbell come up blocking. Oh, come on, Will. We gotta have the uncomfortable conversation because, dude, we need a freaking line. We need a line here. I'm telling you now, we need a line. And they say Will Campbell should move to left guard. Um, don't think it's time to give him up on him at tackle. I don't think he should move him in and then figure out left tackle again. He's never played guard before. Develop him and see what you got. I mean, listen, you move Wilson to center, you move him over to guard, let him develop because tackle, he's not good out there. I mean, unless you're going to try this again and we have the same problem again, this is not going to work, guys. Come on, you see, the man got sacked 20 times in 4 games, 21 times in 4 games. We're talking the whole playoffs. I mean, dude, I'm sorry. I can't do the Will Campbell thing on. You got to figure it out because, dude, it's not working. It did not work tonight. And then not only that, our run defense, they got gashed. 27 carries, 135 yards, averaging 5 yards a carry. He was getting greasy. He was getting greasy. K9 was doing his thing. And rightfully so, he's the MVP of the game. I gotta give it to him. All right, I gotta give it to him. Seahawks, they beat my Patriots tonight, guys. It's 29-13. 3 turnovers. Yes, 3 turnovers would be the ultimate. You can look at it, the 3 turnovers as the reason why. We can just call it the reason why they lost that game. Besides the offensive line just giving up the ghost because they didn't score. In 3 quarters, there was no score at all. We're talking no score at all. And the fact that there was no score, this was a what the moment for me. It was what the that happened to us. Where was the we got this? Because there was no we got this moment. This was horrible. Okay? Listen, I can respect the fact they won. It was what it was. The Seattle Seahawks, they pulled off a very good win tonight. They beat the Patriots. And we all can just agree that they come out on top with the W. Man, the best team won tonight and they won the Super Bowl. Congratulations, Sam Darnold, getting his ring. But down It's just that my team had opportunity to get it done, and they failed to get it done. The offense could not get anything done. The line couldn't block. And I'm like, we couldn't score. That was the whole bottom line to this. But where do we go from here? I think we take it back, and we're gonna analyze it and take it slow and look and see what we got to do. I know one thing: we got to go through that line and look at the freaking line and get that adjusted, because man, that is just terrible. Yes, that is the main. That should be the main objective, getting that line done. Because tonight was it showed you everything you need to see. Everything you need to see. The line was not able to get the job done. But congratulations to the Patriots for getting to Super Bowl 60. A hell of a freaking run, guys. And I mean, listen, a hell of a run. We made it from 4-13. First year head coach Mike Vrabel's. Second year quarterback Drake May. A put together roster that gelled really well. A warrior attitude. We made something out of pretty much nothing. We're back where we never been in a long time. But it's a new regime. It's not the same old era. It's a new Patriot way. And I think this is the beginning of something that if we can fix the O-line, we got a chance. Point blank, period. Tonight, the defense stepped up in a major way. Real good job. They did. They held them. They held them to field goals. However, there was no offense to get anything done. And I'm shocked that Josh McDaniels didn't do anything. I'm still like, what the hell was going on? What the hell is going on out here? But that's what it is. We made it. Only to finally see that damn, we're still a work in progress. God, we're still a work in progress. We made it to the fucking Super Bowl. 29-13. The Heartbreak in Santa Clara, Super Bowl 60. It's your instant reaction. The freaking Patriots make it. And we make it. We punch our ticket to the big dance and shit our pants. Oh boy, it was horrible. But thank you all for tuning in. Please, if you catch me on the replay, hit that like button and that sub to the channel button, and we'll be back with more Patriot content, as well as now all season, because the Seattle Seahawks have won the Super Bowl. We all can put this one to bed because now it is over. The Seahawks have won the Super Bowl. We can get ready for the off season now, folks. I just need everybody to continue to follow the channel as we are out of here. Thank you for tuning in. This is the Heartbreaking Santa Clara, guys. Super Bowl 60. Thank you. And stay tuned, stay clutch. Go Pats. We gone.